Hey guys, so it's me and I've been gone for another month. I'm surprised you are all still around and not mad at me, but I was planning on coming back in March and everything being great, but it was just too much. I was still getting used to work. My mom left. She leaves during the week, so I'm at home and I have to watch two little ones. So I just was trying to figure out my schedule, and the month of April and from now till forever, I guess, everything's good. I have my set plan now. Like, I know what to do and I feel comfortable, and yeah. I know my shirt looks kind of weird, but anyway, that's my brother Bruce that just walked by. Anyway, so I'm gonna do my February in conclusion really quick, or the books that I kind of read February/March. I didn't read that many, guys. I'm sorry, and I can't even remember all the ones that I read when I was in February when I was in Philly. So we're just gonna do these ones really quick. So one of the books I read was The Summoning by Kelly Armstrong, and I believe I did like a quick review on this. I really did enjoy it. I have book 2 and 3, so I'm hoping to start the rest of the trilogy and really get into the soul of this story. It was definitely a fun read and I enjoyed it very much, and thank you for those who voted for me to read this book. It was a very good choice and I am very happy I read it. So another one I read was Entwined by Heather Dixon. It was okay. I definitely say don't bother or borrow it. I mean, it's cool because it's kind of like a fairy tale, and I like fairy tales. Fairy tales are awesome, and it's about the 12 dancing princesses, but it was really boring. And it's a thick book, so like it was incredibly boring. So I would say don't bother, or I mean, if you really want to read because you loved the 12 Dancing Princesses when you were younger, then give it a try. But I just found it kind of boring and blah. Another book I read was Cinder by Marissa Meyer, and this book was phenomenal. I loved it. It's a retelling of Cinderella, and I can't wait for book 2, which is coming out next year. Definitely give this book a shot. Again, it's another fairy tale, so definitely worth it. You know, cyborgs and science and dystopian, and it was just really great. I was so happy to read this. Read it in a day when I sat down and got to it, so very impressed with this book. You should definitely check it out if you haven't already. Amazing. Buy it. So another book I read was The Fault in Our Stars, and I believe this was the last book that I read when I was in Philadelphia, and it was beautiful. Really emotional, but it was still had a really pure and great story, so I would definitely give this book a shot. But just know what you're getting into before you read it, because if you've gone through things similar to what this book is talking about, you might not like it because it kind of makes those feelings come out again. But it was a beautiful story and I really loved it. Kendra? Oh, it's okay. Just be careful, okay? So another book I read was Across the Universe, and this was part of my dystopian challenge. It was a good book. I liked it. I want to read the second one. Definitely worth a shot, but I would say that this is a borrow it kind of book. It didn't really just, oh my gosh, that was amazing and showstopper, which I like my buy its to be. So I would definitely say borrow it. It was a good book. It was a good dystopian, but I mean, nothing too crazy and fancy. It was kind of boring in some parts, and it kind of dragged at certain like point of views. So another book I read was Game of Thrones. Phenomenal. This was the adult book that I read in February, and I absolutely loved it. Just, if you guys have seen the season, the HBO series, that's great too, but the book is amazing. Definitely fast paced, even though it's huge. Once you start getting into the story, you're like, oh my god, I can't stop reading. And my mom, actually, I got her hooked into these, so congrats, Mom. You have an awesome daughter giving you great books. Anyway, so it was definitely good. I would say buy it, and I mean, Originally, I didn't want to get the mass paperback because they're tiny, and I'm like, oh my god, so much to read. But actually, if you save money getting them like this, do it. It was, I mean, really. And I actually bought the second one. Haven't had it in a haul yet, but hi, here I am. I'm even bigger than the first, but I'll still love you forever. Alright, and a book that I most recently finished, and this was one of the only books that I read in March. This just shows you how crazy I was, because I had literally read one book. And that was Article 5 by Kristen Simmons. I'm going to have a review on this because it was sent to me for review. But what I will say is it's a borrow it rating. I don't recommend going out and buying it. It was very predictable. I knew exactly the story. I knew what was going to happen. I mean, it was original as far as, you know, Article 5 and getting arrested. Like, the plot was, like, original. But, you know, like, you know those books that have the layers where it's like, okay, so there's a problem, then she falls in love with the guy that she's not supposed to fall in love with.
Hello.
Everything turns out great, and then the end something goes bad. That's like the generic book thing, and this was predictable. So I'd say borrow it. I'm very disappointed, but I still liked it. I still enjoyed it, but I could easily put it down because I knew what was going to happen.
Hello, Jess.
Hi, Kendra. Not right now, okay?
Please.
Anyway, so that was my February and March. In conclusion, I'm going to show you what I'm going to read in April, and you guys will get to vote on a book. So look forward to that. See ya. Bye.